Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to another More Than Philly Sports Network production. It is great to be here with all of you right now on our first audio article. We want to thank everybody who's been with us so far. This is brought to you by our great friends at Teespring. We're offering a wide variety of products over there. Check out the links in the bio if you're listening on YouTube. Otherwise, you can go ahead and take a look at our website to get links there and more. Today, we're talking about a topic that we've broke down for a very long time during our sports talk show. For those who've had a chance to watch it, you know I'm a very adamant defender of Carson Wentz. And so this is heartbreaking to me. It really is. Unfortunately, when the news does break, we do anticipate going live. So make sure that you are subscribed to us so that you can learn more about that. With that being said, here's the bottom line. Carson Wentz wants out. That's the plain and simple truth. I'm not going to sit here and force a guy who doesn't want to be here to play. It's a disaster. In the long run, it never works out. He still has value. There are teams in this league, and I would agree, I would say myself as well, that are confident that Carson Wentz can be, quote-unquote, fixed. As of right now, there are two trade targets that I've been hearing about. Of course, we all know the Indianapolis Colts. All right, their roster is relatively inexpensive. They have a phenomenal offensive line, a great run game, and, of course, former Eagles offensive coordinator Frank Reich. This would be a match made in heaven for Carson Wentz, and this would probably be his preferred trade destination. But there's another team, which at the moment has a higher offer on the table, and that's the Chicago Bears. Chicago, Ryan Pace, they have their abundance of issues going on right now. Their O-line is banged up or, frankly, just isn't very good anymore. Allen Robinson doesn't want to be there next year. You did not extend Mitch Trubisky, so he's now a free agent. You're paying a good amount of money to Nick Foles. I know he had his contract restructured to be there. And Matt Nagy is not the best head coach in the world. He's staying. And so, therefore, I think their issues do as well. I see a lot of parallels between the Chicago Bears and the Philadelphia Eagles. I pointed that out during the season. One team fired their head coach and moved on. I don't think they made the best head coaching hire, but that's a conversation for another day. The other side, their problematic GM and head coach are still in the building. If they do trade for Carson Wentz, it's going to be a first-round pick, and yes, Eagles fans, Nick Foles. I am not very fond of him coming back to Philadelphia. Again, I love Nick Foles, and what he did for this city is amazing. Bringing the first ring to Philadelphia is something truly special. It's a great feeling. However, you bring him in, and the same story happens again. You have Jalen Hurts in. If he struggles, very quickly the fans are going to call for Nick Foles. And then QB competition begins again, and controversy, and good luck to the 39-year-old first-time play caller to deal with these issues. It's unnecessary. I would not trade for Nick Foles. He has to be included in that deal. They are not going to bring Carson Wentz up there and keep Nick Foles. Not because they don't get along, but because salary-wise, it doesn't make sense for them. They want to dump that salary. It was a bad deal Jacksonville signed him for, and it's a bad deal that Chicago traded for. Clearly, he's not the answer there. Trubisky wasn't the answer there. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think Carson Wentz will be the answer either. Wentz proved he needs a top-tier offensive line to be able to be productive. And with the bad scheming of Matt Nagy, I don't know that they can do it. I frankly don't. Now, the Indianapolis Colts, on the other hand, which is where I think he will end up, I think the Colts are a great fit because the head coach can fix him. He's broken, all right? It's not anything else. He's a broken quarterback. He's broken as a result of a bad offensive line, bad play calling, and frankly, overall, a couple of bad things inside the locker room that we have yet to see, or maybe never will see. But if I'm Carson Wentz, I want to go to Indianapolis because I can be fixed there. The play calling can be fixed around me. I don't think Chicago's the best choice for him. In order to go there, I think they'd give up at most a first-rounder and maybe one player. I'm thinking Marlon Mack or Nyheim Hines. They're not going to touch Jonathan Taylor. They like him too much. Maybe Xavier Rhodes if they want to draft a new corner in the draft, which I'd be fine with Rhodes taking the number 2 wide receiver if Darius Slay's taking the first one. As of right now, what we're looking at, it appears that Carson Wentz will either be a Chicago Bear or an Indianapolis Colt. I don't see any other team having interest in him. He's not a bad quarterback. Some teams in the league understand that. However, at this moment right now, as we speak, there are teams that do believe he's bad. Specifically probably 29 of them because they haven't put a legit offer in. But then again, Deshaun Watson's on the table as well. Last year, people were saying Carson Wentz was better than Deshaun Watson, given what he had as far as talent-wise. And statistically, they were pretty on par. I'm pretty sure Carson Wentz had a better statistical year last season than this past season. As crazy as that sounds, one of them will only cost you a first-round pick and a player. The other one will cost you your entire future. So the only fit I see for Deshaun Watson, and that's another article that we'll be posting this week, is Miami, because they actually have a team that can win now. But right now, if I'm the Colts, I'm not going to be willing to give up any more than one player, maybe another one who's like practice squad level, and a first-round pick for Carson Wentz. But that's the only team that I see him going to be fixed. I see the same problems that happened here happening in Chi-Town. I have no confidence the Bears can fix Carson Wentz, and they don't even have enough money to not only pay him, but guys like Allen Robinson if they want to extend offensive linemen down the road. If I'm Chicago, I'm drafting a quarterback. Why would you not draft a quarterback? They're sitting at, 20 right now, I believe, and the Colts are 21. So that pick, first round, we're either getting the 20th or the 21st. As of right now, if I'm them, I might trade up and get Zach Wilson. I might trade up and get Trey Lance. I don't know who I take. But I'd rather take a rookie on that deal and give him a shot as opposed to paying a quarterback what Carson Wentz is being paid, even if the deal gets reworked, for a fair chance that he returns to MVP form. He was near MVP form last year in 2019. He had 4,000 passing yards without a single wide receiver over 500. Carson Wentz can be a good quarterback. Can you win a Super Bowl with him? I think so. It's debatable, but we've seen what he can do. And you saw last night what Patrick Mahomes did. For those watching this on the 8th, that was last night, the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes couldn't do a dang thing with all that pressure in his face. Carson Wentz had that all year as well. So there's your answer. Patrick Mahomes would not have had success this year. Again, Mahomes is better than Wentz. Don't get me wrong. I don't think anybody here is going to argue that. But again, the O-line matters. Chicago doesn't have what it takes to be able to build around Carson Wentz, especially if they have to trade their first-round pick. Frankly, if I'm the Eagles, I'm thrilled right now. Earlier in the year, I thought we could have gotten rid of Carson Wentz as a salary dump and maybe got a third-rounder in return. We're talking about a first-round pick, a veteran quarterback if we bring in Nick Foles, which, again, I'm still opposed to, and finally another offensive star. Apparently, Tariq Cohen was in talks. Natalie Eganoff of 97.5 reported that yesterday. Tariq Cohen disputed that, but words are cheap. At the end of the day, if I'm Carson Wentz, I want to go to Indianapolis. If I'm the Eagles, I'm probably going to send him to Chicago because that will give me the best deal, although I don't want Nick Foles coming here. And, yes, Howie Roseman still should be fired. But with that being said, I honestly think that Carson Wentz does go to the Colts. I think the first-round pick, either an offensive player like Michael Pittman or Naheem Hines or Marlon Mack or Xavier Rhodes, and then in return they get Carson Wentz. Hopefully they bring that salary down so the Eagles can pay a little less. Salary cap is anticipated to be around $180 million, $15 million less than what it was last year. The Eagles have a lot of work to do with that. With that being said, everybody, thank you so much for listening to our first edition of our audio blogs. We are super excited to continue with this. MoreThanPhilly.com will be up very soon. We are very excited to have it continue. With that being said, thank you all for the support. We appreciate it, and have yourselves a great day. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. In addition, hit that bell icon and set it to all to get reminded of when we